What up, everybody? How's it going? I have been driving. Oh my gosh. Let's see. It's 4:45. I've been driving since 7 this morning from Laguna Beach, Florida, and I'm somewhere in Louisiana. You know, it takes a good long road trip for you to realize how big Mama Gaia is. Holy hell. Like, it's weird how you can fly through some states and it just seems like nothing. In some states you're just like, oh my god, it didn't look that big on paper. And it'd be like that today. It's going to take 23 and a half hours to get from Florida back home to Colorado. So my goal is to do at least 12 today and 12 tomorrow. So, which puts me roughly around Dallas, I believe. So it's cool though. I've never explored the South much. So seen some beautiful things and seen some it gets to be where a lot of it looks a lot of the same. They have beautiful trees and it's really green. I love it. And yes, you may notice I am wearing sunglasses over my glasses because I am a dork like that. I haven't been able to find or get prescription sunglasses yet, so I have to make do with what I got. So I own it. It's all good. What I was gonna say was I had it. Hold on. I haven't talked to a human being almost all day long, so speaking is kind of actually weird at the moment. It's kind of crazy. And I got Motley Crue going on to keep me going for wake up a little bit. So let's see. Pause. Ah, yes, I remember now. So I came up with this idea. Well, it started years ago, way back in the 90s in college, on a fun mushroom trip with my guys, my tribe. And walking through the neighborhoods, I remember looking through the windows and thinking, every house is like a different TV show. Like you have the 70s show, you got the 80s, you got MTV Raps, you got, you name it, it's there. Little House on the Prairie. Long story short, it's like a different TV show in every house. Like there's different actors playing different roles, and it got me thinking like how, you know, and I've heard shamans talk about this too, about how, you know, before we come here, we pick our parents, we kind of pick a general guideline of things we want to learn in this lifetime. And we choose people to do those experiments with us and to learn lessons with, and help keep us on track or help break our heart, because that's what we needed to learn. Whatever it may be, good or bad, it's a lesson, right? So I've been trying to learn to, when things happen, I'm trying to learn how to not necessarily focus on whether it was a good or bad situation, just more of a, what's the lesson I can take from this? I mean, if it was good, you're like, sweet, that worked out amazing. I should definitely keep doing that. And if it royally sucked, be like, okay, what happened? Where does that sit inside of me that doesn't feel right? And what can I do to make the changes to shift that reality? so that I don't have to experience that again. Learn from it, grow from it, move forward, right? Walk it off. So my new thing added onto that is, I always tell my son, where the mind goes, the body follows. What you think, you create. So careful what you're thinking, because you may accidentally be bringing in stuff in your life that you're like, wait, that's not what I asked for, and you're like, actually it is. One of my big things was when I was younger, I grew up poor, and I've never been around a lot of money my whole life. Still don't. And so I always used to say, I'm poor, or I was poor. And so someone called me out on that, and I believe it was either my ex-wife or my therapist, or both. And reminded me that by saying that, the universe says, okay, you're poor. Here's more examples. And so I learned to quit saying that. But little baby cow is running around in circles in the field. That was cute. So anyways, so with scripts, like, you think about things in our life as different scripts for whatever the topic is. Say, let's just use work for example. So you pick up a script and you live this script, you act it, you be it, and then one day you realize this sucks. I do not like this story. I don't like my job. I don't like the people I work with. I hate the drive to work. I don't get paid enough for what I'm doing. I'm not valued. There's many reasons why all of a sudden you're just like, I don't dig this anymore. So there's options. But I'm thinking is, when it comes to that, it's time to throw those scripts in the fire, make a ceremony out of it. Release it, let it go, burn it, and be like, okay, this isn't working anymore. It's time to shift. I can't do that anymore. And so, granted, I'm not saying just quit your job and just right then and there, but you can start working on one step at a time of what's next. So you're like, okay, obviously you're not happy. Okay. Touch up your resume. Start there. And then start working on visualizing what you do want. And being like, okay, so I want to drive closer to work. And I want this, and this, and this. So then, as being a creator in your life, you start writing down, this is what I want. This is who I am now. This is what's going to happen. And then you start looking for jobs in that area that you're looking for. And listen and pay attention. Sometimes it'll take a day. Shoot, sometimes it's like you go to the coffee shop that day and all of a sudden you're like, you walk out with a new job. And you're like, what just happened? And sometimes it's still going to be a year. That's the frustrating part. Being human is frustrating. It makes no logical sense most days, right? So my theory is, I try to find optimism in anything that happens. So why not make it as fun and worthwhile as possible, right? I mean, we're never the same person. I mean, literally our DNA and everything in our body keeps changing every few years. Like, we're literally not the same human being that we were when we were born. What? But yet in our mind, in our thoughts, we hold on to the past, and we're like, no, that still exists. And you're like, dude, the past does not exist anymore. Why are you holding on to those scripts? Burn them. So that's my idea for scripts and seeing things, life lessons or aspects of ourselves as scripts. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Tell me if I'm close or if I'm way off, or if you want to add on to it. So as always, keep on keeping on, and hang in there, everyone. Peace.